Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this is the game War in the Pacific Admin's Edition in our match against Dojo. Today we can check the battle turn or battle phase of 12th of January 1942. If we remember what happened last time, the carrier operation near Ceylon was at the end. I turned the second carrier fleet back to Georgetown, so we only try to reach this port. Our heavy cruiser division arrived the port already and the fire was stopped and is now under repair. We sent some submarines out to hunt for enemy cargoes or damaged ships, and we also had some small engagement in the Philippines, and normally we will now rest and prepare and have in some days the march on Clarkfield, but the units have still first to rest one turn, means 2 days, then to walk 2 days, one turn, and so this needs a little longer. And also with Singapore, we still in preparation. Not all units arrived so far. And this is normally more or less what is the situation, because the rest is still preparing. We prepare the next strikes, we conquer some smaller beaches and islands, but with no real value. And there's no resources, industry or potential base. It is only a clean up operation. So, but in the last episode I told you we will start the air war in Burma. So we will not have only Chinese air operations, now we have also some Burma Air War soon. So let's dive in and see how successful this turn will play out for the Emperor. Yeah, here we can see this is only really, I don't know, a fisher village, some small base. There is not much, there's normally nearly nothing, but you can install a base. So of course you must conquer every base on the map. And if you only land for one turn and the next time you already say, okay, thank you, bye bye. This is now the second cruiser formation, is merging with the second carrier group, only to make sure that if on the way back to Georgetown, to our port, that we don't get intercepted by anything still in the water, because maybe Dojo still have something nearby and react to our actions. Our airstrikes was successful, but our airstrikes normally more damage cargo shipping and not really heavy military navy forces, so maybe he still have something nearby. The allied player also gets so much reinforcement that even if you sink a lot, it's normally never enough to really crash the allies. If you are good, you can hold them back, but to really crash them, I think it's nearly impossible. Okay, this is now these two TP boats, torpedo boats in Puerto Princesa. We try to bomb them, we try to sink them, but so far it was never successful. And this engagement also, we don't have success. Somehow our captains always think these are only shitty torpedo boats, we don't want to use our expensive heavy armor shells. So I don't know. It's up to the commander of the task force how aggressive he go in. And somehow the battleship commander say, I don't know, I won't go in, but I don't want attack. Here we try to sink a destroyer. I think this is a hunter group of him. We will see soon, and attacking the submarine. This is a anti-submarine hunting unit, and we get 2 hits. So we must check later how badly the submarine really gets hit. Scouting. Now we get the information that we hit one of the torpedo boats, but if it's a real, who knows. So you can always see we scout, Dojo sent his scouts out, and here's bad weather now, so we cannot start the operation. But if you cannot start the operation in the morning, you have still always a second chance to start the operation in the afternoon. So maybe the weather clear up and then we are lucky. So this is sweeping, but so far there's no Chinese, British, American fighter more in the air. Maybe Dojo already give up the air war in China so far. Maybe. Or maybe he only regroup. So these are 9 zeros, and these are in total, just we saw maximum 13 flying tigers. 7 are already in the air, and means 6 more can come up if they have enough time. And now we can see how a 0 and a flying tiger, these are P-40s. They are, so far I know, they have armor, and they have, I think, 4 or even 6 heavy machine guns. So they have and they have more hit points. But we are, I think, faster, more flexible, and we have maybe also even better pilots. Means more experience and all this stuff. And maybe we also come and diving. I don't know. I did not check so far if we are diving. So if you are diving, I mean, this is physics at the end. If your airplane is flying at a higher altitude than the enemy, and you dive down, then you can increase your speed. So you have increased speed, and this speed bonus you can use to surprise the enemy. So it's normally the best situation is if you can fly above the enemy and you have the sun in your back. Means the enemy can really, because there's no radar, let's say there's no radar, then you can only watch around, and you cannot watch near the sun. Everything near the sun, you will always blind your eye, your vision. So this is normally what always elite fighter pilots try. If they try to fly high, they try to find the enemy first, then try to bring your own machine in a position with the sun in the back, and then wait for the moment and dive down and make a surprise attack, dive down, attack, and then immediately go up again. Then you have always the energy advantage. You go down, you increase your speed, you have a short moment, only 1, 2, 3 seconds, you fire your bullets, and then you go up again immediately. And because you have this high speed, you can immediately increase your altitude again, and the other airplane is flying stable, can never catch you. So this is normally the classic hit and run tactic. Hit and run. The Japanese did this first very successful, and later the American more or less they copy it, or of course they find their own way to use their machines. And this is also the reason why in most cases speed is the most important in something like a dogfight. And normally this tactic is not more a dogfight. In the First World War this was not possible because the speed was so slow for all airplanes, it was very equal. That was not war, and it was a biplane. This biplane you cannot use this normally so much. It will break the wing. But with a monoplane and better construction and aluminium and other metallic components inside the airframe, you can get much higher speed and you can dive much stronger without breaking your whole airframe. So this is normally not more dogfight because you only come in, shoot and run away. And it's not more this like a dog, each other try to bite the tail. Of course you have still, if the machines are equal, then you will still have a dogfight. But normally in the Second World War, experienced pilots, they don't even try to enter the dogfight. They always only try, sneak by, kill you, and then try to run away. So, and I would say, if you saw this, that the Zeros was successful. We come very low, but we still somehow outclass them completely. Well, say this. So now we have this Chinese bomber campaign. I think this we can speed up. We only can check how many damage, how many lost, how successful our operation is. So this is our more heavy concentrate bomber force, because I don't want to attack the cities. I only want to attack what is moving. We can normally damage much more, so we can see 200 here again. Oh, and looks like there is maybe one flying tiger try to intercept our Key 21. I mean, all these Japanese bombers, they normally they have no armor, they have very low hit points, so the most easy hits will destroy them. But for us, I think it's well lucky because the enemy fighter had some gem of his guns, so it was not possible more for him to attack us. And this was lucky because it was only one airplane, because the rest we just shut down. I think they come from Yan'an, because the Flying Tiger have only a range of 5 or 6, so he must come from Yan'an to intercept us here. And because our Zeros was be first in Yan'an and more or less intercept his interceptor, we clear the sky and only one enemy fighter was possible to catch our bombers, and then we was lucky. He damaged 2, or maybe this was also the flag, but the most important is we lost no bomber. Maybe on the way back still can make a crash landing, can happen, then maybe we still save the pilot. This was nothing. And more. Yeah, sometimes we're lucky, but you can see there are heavy clouds, there's raining and all this stuff, and then so your air operations can always change in success rate. Sometimes they are really successful, and sometimes it's nearly not possible to hit anything. So, yeah. So the Tojos get still nothing. I think I checked them. Their squadron, I think they have only 1 or 2 kills at all. So maybe there's nothing left. Maybe there's really nothing left. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe we can stop this bombardment. The jungle is really too. There may be too much cover for the units. Our bomber, they hit something, but yeah, you can use this for training. But all these bomber pilots, they have already so much training. I think I must find some better job for them. But we'll see. This is okay. I mean, yeah, some damage. But if we hit again 100 units, this is acceptable for me. So far, now it's afternoon. I think this is our carrier force. I don't know. We had some scout information that we hit something. But I think we have bad weather, so our carrier Air Force maybe cannot operate. So the first day the carrier fleet was in range, I mean 2 turns before, we had bad weather and cannot operate, but last turn we had success. I think, yeah, we can say it was success. But now it's maybe bad weather again. But we have also no torpedoes, so maybe don't get squeezy. Be happy with the success you have, and yeah, keep patient. Maybe today we think nothing, but maybe tomorrow. Okay, we just hear some sinking. Just something sunk. Not sure what. But I don't get any information that our own ship sunk, so must be some allied ship. This is again his sub-hunter, but they are out of ammunition. Luckily. 1 hit. I mean, for a submarine to hit a destroyer is of course very hard. So I'm lucky that last turn we hit 2 or 3 enemy corvettes, because corvettes are even more terrible to hit for a submarine. Okay. This is now our task force I sent out to the east to intercept his attempt to cut off our supply line, because we want this road open, and it looks like he tried to walk here down and block the road. So I sent my own army out, intercept him, use my air force to pin him down, and now I crash him. You can see here 3 mobile tank brigades or regiments, 1 full division, a mixed brigade, other infantry regiment, and the 2nd division. So there's a lot of firepower, but I was not sure. I saw that he had roughly 40,000 guys. So looks like it was enough firepower. I choose 1,500. He had 500. And after we make all the calculations, like you have supply, you have morale, you are prepared, then you can see the enemy is disrupted because of my air attacks. The enemy have no experience because the Chinese don't train the soldiers. They only, if they're lucky, I think they get a rifle. If they're unlucky, they get a bullet. And only if they work together they can shoot. I mean, we know this from Russia. And we also can see that at least 1 unit, but maybe more, have a lack of supply. And this is, lack of supply is always the worst. Experience is hard to get. You need to train long time, or you need fighting, but you must have a fighting you not lose. And of course, disruption is if you get every day, and in the morning, in the afternoon, air attack, then of course you get tired. And at the end, we can see that 3 units get destroyed and the rest is disabled. So I bring the units back to Nanyang, let them rest, and then the disabled units will come after 2-3 turns back on, ready to fight. And he lost much more. And what is dead and cannot come back. So, and he retreated, of course. This is now here in the source, and I saw he was 30 and he was 50,000, but maybe I think some guys arrived this hex. It looks normally not so terrible bad, because we have here 3 full divisions and 2 regiments and the HQ and the elite Navy Guard units. But this is a heavy mountain, so I think he get triple the defense power. And he have also 1 full division, and all the other stuff together is maybe also, so he have also 2 full divisions plus HQ, plus army command, not only corps command, also army command. So he gets a 4-star, 3-star general, 4-star general. So he have also maybe good leadership. And it was not enough to really break him. We have still more power than him, but it was not so successful. We have normally on paper we have double the power, but because of his, the terrain is, it's much easier for him to hold the position. And now we can see that this is more equal. 1,100 Japanese and only 2,700 of his guys. This looks not so good, but we will have a second battle, then we will see. At least this is maybe really the first time, if we now forget Manila, and or we can say this is the first time some Chinese army holds the ground. So something new. It's maybe not the best for me or the Japanese, but it is at least something new. So I would say Dojo not so bad, but only to get not sad about this situation. We just have here near to Macau area a cleanup operation, and we can see that some guys, they lost the way, they did something wrong, and the Chinese, they only, you can see they nearly all get destroyed. Nearly no one is more disabled, they are all disabled already. So they will, and no one strike more and they will break. So this is the end of the day, of day 1. Okay, now we have new air. Yeah, you can see. And moving resources. Not really too crazy day. No air battle in Rangoon. Maybe bad weather. And also our second carrier strike group found nothing. Or I think I saw there was some heavy clouds. So I think it's bad weather. So maybe find now. Okay, again Porta Princessa. Again our battleships. Now at night. And again nothing. The enemy threw a torpedo and our guys disengaged. So they don't want to fight. At least the Japanese commander don't want to fight in this situation. I don't know, maybe now? Ah. Now he chooses a moment to attack and one hit, one dead, one hit, one dead. Sorry to... I normally thought that they will not attack again. But okay, this time they attack. Long story, but at the end it was a happy ending for us. Happy end is everything. Oh, and here we see now, this is our carrier fleet. But our carrier fleet commander say, we are a carrier fleet, we don't want fight. And the enemy have heavy damage Enterprise and the Dauntless looks like normal. And I think they here both task forces await the combat. So the allied guys say, ooh, I must protect this light cruiser, so the next hit is dead. And our commander say more or less, we are a carrier fleet, we are not here to make some surface engagement. Makes sense. But the point is, if there was a good weather, or at least not storm, our carrier group maybe found these two guys last turn and attacked them. Now they was too close. Pity. But most important is our carriers get no hit on it, so they are fine. They only must reach a port, rearm, refuel, and then we can maybe strike back or strike again. Again, submarine against destroyer is normally not the way a submarine operate best. But yeah, we must regroup our submarine fleet, I think. He find out that most of our submarines are nearby, so I think I will move everything more in the center between West Coast America and Hawaii. Now we are more close to Hawaii, and we will move more West Coast America in this next turns. But at least nothing happened. Now it's a short bombardment. Yeah, I sent the cruiser formation here. Normally I want the cruiser formation to pick up the torpedo boat, but now the torpedo boats are already dead, and I think then now it's a short bombardment only. And yeah, so there is still something, but I think there's nothing left. So we can normally send a invasion force and clean up this island in the future. So, no Navy engagement. Or? Ooh! Hit but no but there was a second torpedo, looks like. The first torpedo hit but no explosion, but the second torpedo make a hit. And this is only a light cargo ship, so... And we get the sound feedback, so this ship is dead. But a small cargo ship, so who cares? Yeah, some snooping. We try to find something at the north coast of Australia, but looks like there's nothing. So bad weather again. Yeah, sweeping, but nothing here. Sorry. Okay. Now we start our Burma Air War. Okay, this is the Oscar 1C. So you have I think 30 or 40 1A, but they only have light machine gun. They are normally useless for any air war. I mean, they don't have any really fighting power. They are maybe fast, but they must hit the enemy many times to do something. And the 1B have one heavy machine gun and one light machine gun is already okay. I also use them still here because I still have not enough of the 1C. But normally I would always say try to build enough. This 1C is at this moment and for the next 3 months up to May of 42 okay. It is fast, it can climb, it is flexible, it can evade many attacks, so it is now at the peak. This airplane will never get better, it gets only more worse. Everything coming after this is on paper better, but compared to the other airplanes operating, getting more worse. So the biggest advantage you have with the Oscar production line is now and up to May, but I think in May the next generation of the Allies fighters arriving, the Hurricanes arriving. We saw last time already the first arrive now, but I think Dojo will get more Hurricanes and Spitfires and other stuff, and the Oscar can normally not more you can still fight them, of course, but the question is what is your kill ratio? Now you can hope for that maybe that you kill double the enemy, then you will lose your own. Later it's maybe equal 1-1, and after May maybe it's that you will lose 2 airplanes to kill 1 enemy, and only because the airplane was at a certain time really good means not that it's always good. So time is changing, time is moving, and you must always improve. And if you try to stand still and hold the line, this will not work. You must improve. Only improvement is let's say the way to victory, at least in warfare, and especially in air warfare, because navy warfare has also changed and normal ground battles will change, but air war, especially also in the Second World War, changed so drastically. So because I mean you must think about this, the Zero and the Oscar just start production in 41, and after already 1 year. In end of 42, the zero was already at the end of their really. I mean, up to end of 42, zero was good, but in 43, the zero was just can survive, but there was no advantage more, and similar to the Oscar. So this is so short-living. Naja, and at the same time we can see that more or less, of course, I mean, the buffaloes are first only buffalo or not flying tigers. The flying tigers I think they have much more firepower. I don't know, I think the rest is very similar. Both have armor, both are slower than the Oscars, I think. But the Oscars can maneuver much better. So can avoid enemy attack and also can come more easy behind the airplane. Sometimes, you can see now it's firing, this means it's only a, I don't know, frontal attack maybe. But sometimes they say more or less firing from behind. Means my airplane sneaks behind the enemy and they attack. You can see this. Sometimes you get this information. Sometimes you get diving, sometimes firing, and the third option is firing from behind. And if you attack bombers, you also have this sometimes firing from the side or firing from under or from above. I don't know, but for bombers you have more. For fighters I think you have only like this, firing and firing from diving, firing and from behind. Now it's diving. So we come down, we get now a speed bonus. Don't ask me how much is the speed bonus. It's maybe like 10% more, and now it's behind. So it means we come from above and then we also are from behind. So this is the best combination. This is normally always you try to get the kill as soon as possible, or at least like just now we don't kill him but we force him to fly back to the airport. Okay, and our air wing was official, we lost nothing and destroyed 2, but I think I saw more. Now it's a 1B against 48. Yeah. Normally I send much more, but I think the problem is that the airport is still not big enough. We have still some issues with organization from the airport. It's not so easy to manage bigger air wings to fight together. The tendency to split the attack is high. So you can see now, this is now only one wing come out, but there are 2 or 3 more wings also will go to Rangoon. But the game always makes some calculation and make a check. They make a ready check or a successful check, and they check if the wings can fly together. And this air wing fail to fly with the others. And then also is there a check who will attack first. So, but this is all game mechanics. So this is more or less the weakest air fighter I use. I have also the Key 27, but I don't use the Key 27 for real air war more. The Key 27 is at the beginning already outdated, like the Cloud, the A5 from the Navy. You really better don't use them. You will only suffer with this kind of airplanes. So they are 100% pure training units. And this is okay, because, like I said before, a pilot need only any airplane to train. You can give him the most crappy airplane and he still get experience. He still will level up his skills. So you don't give any training squadron anything what is good. That is waste. What is good you want at the front line. So this is also important. You will start produce new airplanes. And then is the question always, what unit I will upgrade? I would always recommend it to upgrade everything what is related to Malaya, Rangoon, or the Philippines area, Taiwan. You must check the HQ, or the air wing is attached to which HQ, and you better use some HQ is flexible. It can operate in Malaya, Burma, Java, and all this stuff, and later in Papua New Guinea, also in the Pacific. If the unit is attached to Chinese HQ or the Japanese home defense or Manchukuo, then you will not get them out of this area. So, I mean, you must pay political points to get them out. So I would say, before I upgrade anything in China or in this area, I better upgrade other stuff first. Because in China, you just saw it, there is not much to fight in China. So why I want the good new edition airplanes in China? Normally the British and the Americans, they will have the much better, fast, or they have soon much better airplanes. So you need the best from your own side to compete with this. But of course everyone is free to choose the way he like to go. There's also a question if you try to upgrade small air wings, because remember that you normally cannot change the size of an air wing. Only for the Navy carrier based stuff or float planes you can resize, but for Army equipment or land based Navy stuff you can normally not resize it, so the size is fixed. You can only break a unit. If the unit have 30 airplanes, then you always break it in 3 pieces, so then you have not one unit with 30, then you have 3 units with 10 each. And later you can also regroup it, so back to 30. This is possible. But if the unit is 12 at the beginning, and there's normally no way to make it bigger, so then you must choose if you want to have maybe you upgrade small. Yeah, a small wing is normally 12 or 9 or 12 is I think the smallest most of the time. If you upgrade the small wings, this is of course much easier and faster possible. But like now, if the enemy coming with 40-50 airplanes and you have this problem, and then you have only the small air wings, then you will be, maybe you have better airplanes, but then you are outnumbered. So maybe sometimes it's better to say, okay, I better save some days, or you only once per week I will choose one big air wing to upgrade. I upgrade the air wing with 42 airplanes. Then you can still break this in 3 smaller units, so you are flexible, but if you must, you still can regroup them. This is normally what I choose. I normally wait a little longer and upgrade a big unit. And third, only upgrade units have at least experience at least 50 and skill level of 50. Everything what have no 50 is normally not an active fighter pilot. For bomber units, scouts, it's not so important, because if they fail, then the bomb drop wrong. I mean, at least you don't bomb your own stuff, but you will not maybe hit the enemy. Yeah, this is maybe not so good, but yeah, this is the worst case. Or maybe the recon guy missed the target or give you the wrong information. Yeah, but a fighter pilot, if he did something wrong, then most of the time he's dead. And not only is he dead, also the airplane is lost. So I would say fighter pilots need always much more care, much better training before you can throw them inside the war. Bombers, I always say, yeah, give him a new guy, I don't care what. After some weeks he get experience, I don't care so much. This is not so important. And most of the time you lose one bomber here, one bomber there. So the whole squadron, it's 90% is still good skill level. And 10% they always coming and try to catch up with the rest of the squadron. And here we can see that it is okay. It's not that we win with ease, but it's also not that he blow us out of the sky. Because the real difference between the 1C and the 1B is really only the difference that the 1C have 2 heavy machine guns and the 1B only have 1 heavy machine gun. And the guys, yeah, the problem is the P40 have the armor, so the light machine gun really do nearly nothing. Now you can see this guy is diving on us, so he gets a speed advantage. But we evade him and we damage him. But you can see he only damaged him. Maybe a 1C had enough firepower to not only damage him, but really to force him to leave the battle or even kill him. Again, damage. Now he is forced to return to base. Like I said, it is not a... It's an even battle, I would say. And the problem is, of course, that he outnumbered us. He had a 48 in total, and I think we had only 24 or 26. I think not more than 28. So he has the numbers. And the next of course, this is only at the end of the turn. We flying to him, we fight here. So every airplane shut down, or many pilots maybe he kill the airplane, so our pilot will jump out of the airplane and still survive, but he is a prisoner of war. This is why if you attack, you normally must make sure that your strike is strong enough, because everything what is damaged and lost, even if the pilot is not dead, he is in prison, then he's still lost for you. And yeah, this is a little unlucky that, like, normally if we have the other Oscars then we outnumber him, but now he outnumber us. Yeah, but it's war. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And at least we always get this damage, sometimes or even destroyed. So this will at least lower his cap. And if you damage enough of his airplanes, then some of the damaged units also will be destroyed and lost. Ooh. Okay. The last guy. Ah, damn it. And you return. So, official, we have a very equal 4 for us, 3 for him. We will later see how many additional op losses we had. This was more or less the risk I took, because the other option I had is more or less to don't use these airplanes, attack with lesser, or wait that the airport is a level 4, because with level 4 we had normally no issue more to bring up enough airplanes, but like I said, the time is running. If we won't use this Oscar, we better use them now and not waiting for 1 or 2 weeks more. Yeah, bombardment, sweeping, nothing. Okay. Now you can see this is additional the B fighters. I think some of them was looks like late. And now we have here 39 1C with the heavy machine guns. They come in and immediately get a kill. So you must start the air battle normally. And the next. Tja. Again, firing from behind. Damage. And we diving. Three kills. One more damage. Okay, this is the first time we get a damage. Yeah. Okay, so he can scramble more guys. Means more or less the airbase detects the incoming airplanes, and then the game will calculate how many airplanes are already in the air, how many are in standby on the ground and can take off immediately with the alarm belt. There's the next guy, 4 kills already. And then it will calculate what is the climbing rate. This is why the climbing rate is important. The climbing rate means more or less how fast I can come up to the altitude the attack is ongoing. And the third option is more or less this, I think scrambling is the last option. Is like you must first find the pilots, prepare the airplane. I don't know, maybe needs 5 or 10 minutes to prepare the airplane, tank, rearm, because they are not ready. So you must first fill up with gasoline or whatever and rearm them. Because normally airplane, if it's not in standby, you normally would not keep a gasoline or ammunition inside on board, because it's dangerous. So you must always have preparation time before you can take off. This is the 3 stuff. Air patrol in the air, ready for takeoff on the ground, or first prepare to take off. And out of this you can see this, that sometimes after some time, because this is now time is running, then you can see, okay, more airplanes arrive, more airplanes arrive, more airplanes arrive. So, this second battle, I would say, works better. And I don't know how many flying tigers are already destroyed. Also, for me, it's normally not so important to kill the pilot. For me, it's more important to destroy the airplane. Because at least in the first year, or let's say, at least in 1942, the production advantage of the Allies, or at least the Americans, is not really great. I don't think that in 1942 the Allies can outproduce Japan. In 43 maybe this will change. But if we can kill him roughly 2-1, means we kill 2 of his airplane and we only lose our 1 airplane, and he holds this up, then we can really, then we can clear up the sky, and he will need a long time to rebuild his air force. This is what I hope for. That I normally must try to destroy his air wings up to April, so that he need at least some months or even a half year to refill everything, so that he maybe first can strike back in 43. But that in 42 he is too weak to normally really threaten us. So, and that means more or less we have in 42 the option to strike. But normally if 42 is near the end, I normally must think about if I try to change the tactic. But I will try to bring this to the end in 42. Because I know it only gets more worse in 43. Normally. So let's kill more of them and get this done. There's still more coming. 4 again. He still don't give up. And I mean, I am lucky about this. Because that means we outclass him now. We have still 32 plus 6. So we have still 38 guys ready to fight. And his numbers are always much less than our guys. I don't know how the calculation what means it to outclass. But I realize if you have the much at least double the number, then you have an advantage. Like if try 2 guys fight each other. But if you have more guys, then there can be always a third guy coming from the side and attack. And he intercept you and break his attack. Like I attack him, fail. He attack me, fail. I attack him, fail. Then he try to attack me, but the other guy is coming, attack him. Then his attack automatically also fail. Like stuff like this, like in reality. And the next guy. I think I try to speed up now. I don't know how long this is now still going. But we saw a lot of flying tigers we saw a lot of flying tigers have the last flight today. Okay, it was not more, so much more coming next time. And official, we lost 1 B, 0 again, and we kill at least 9. But I think it was more. And we had 45 against 34. This was, the first engagement was not successful. I mean, it was not terribly bad, but also not, it was just so. Okay, here is this Russian guy, and this is one of my Chinese Stukas, and yeah. The Russian fighter was too slow. He can only make 1 attack, but this attack was enough to kill one of my bombers. Yeah, but I don't really care. All these airplanes are normally not more in production. So he get 1 kill, and the rest is flak damage, I think. Yeah, but at least we killed some guys on the ground. And this was an attack on the city. Because normally their order was to attack this unit, but this unit just gets destroyed last turn. So the commander switched to another target. Now he attacks the city. But the city have much more flak guns. So, not what I want normally, but can happen. This is 2 days turn, so you cannot control everything perfectly. More bombing. Okay, 127 again. This is okay. 4 more buffaloes. Okay. This is now a smaller fight. Okay, 1 more kill. The first airplane more or less, like here now, gets damaged and had to return. The second airplane we kill. The third airplane gets damaged but still fighting because this guy has armor, but now is also dead. So 2 kills, 1 damage so far. And there's a third kill. So 3 kill and 1 damage. This is very successful. But here we see only 2 destroyed. So, but we saw 3 kills, 1 damage. And here in the report we see 2 destroyed. This is the difference. And more bombardment. Now, nothing left. So we can see no carrier strike. Means our second carrier group really okay, no, it's afternoon. I think this is still our carrier group is spotting something, but no airstrike is possible. Oh yeah, bad weather. Sweeping, but no enemy. Okay, means this is the end of the air war. Normally, because land movement, land battle is always the end of a turn. So no carrier strike, no submarine strike. Yeah, but we have one more land battle. Our commander try a second time to break the line. But we have again normally more than double, but this time we even fail to get a 1-to-1, and the 1-to-1 is normally the minimum you need to continue the attack. In the moment you get this, like the defense guy have a higher adjusted value, the defense value, than your assault value, then the commander automatically will change to bombardment attack. He will not let his forces strike the next round. This is automatic. Because normally if you want to be successful to attack, you need normally always have here a calculation of 3-to-1. If you want to attack, it's always normally your main goal to have a 3-to-1 advantage at the end to really be successful in the long run. If you always have 1-to-1, 1-to-1, then you normally can bleed out, because the defense guy always have normally the better supply situation. He has the better defense position and all this. So in the long run, he maybe will be victorious. So we can see here now we still kill nearly double. But firstly, we lost, I think, one armor unit. Oh, this is maybe the first unit I lost. I just realized. But yeah, we kill more than the Chinese, but it's normally still not enough. We must kill more Chinese to be successful. Anyway, I think this is maybe the first unit is lost. Ooh, something new. So maybe Dojo turns the table. Maybe. Or maybe this is only a very small note in a very big book of war. So this is the end now. Now we are in 14th January 1942, and the moon is only 7%. So let's check how terrible or good it was. So we see here we lost 11 airplanes in dogfight or air-to-air battle, but we killed 35. So roughly 3-1. That is fantastic. Normally 1-1 is still for Japanese, maybe it's the beginning of the war, not so nice, but 2-1 is really good, and 3-1 kill is of course very good. Nothing is destroyed on the field. Flak is 1. This is here happening somewhere, I think. This is nothing. And operational losses means more or less how many units gets damaged. Some part or some percentage of the damaged units will be also operational losses. So we can also say we damage more of his airplanes, because out of the many damaged units, 12 are completely lost and we only lost 7. So we can go for air losses and say today. And then we can see that today Dojo lost 28 Flying Tigers P-40s, 23 in air-to-air, and 5 gets damaged back to the airbase was lost. There was damage so strong that the mechanical guys say forget it. We hit our 1B, so this is normally not more a real frontline fighter for me. We lost 13, 10 air-to-air, so means this is normally 2-1 and some ops losses. Then we also kill, or we destroy 9 buffaloes. The buffaloes and I think the 1B, they're equal. They are the buffalo is also not more real frontline fighter. This is not more real frontline fighter, but yeah. So we can see. Then we lost. This is the op losses of 1 bomber here, 1 scout guy here. This is a scout guy gets hit by flak. Okay, can happen. And we lost only 1 Oscar 1C by damage. Only 1 guy gets damaged, and then he tried to land and machine was crashed. And some more ops losses. So it means today we lost 19 and Dojo lost 47. Still means in total he lost more than double. And we can also see in the whole war 620 against 340. So roughly, not completely of course, we killed double of his guys. And top pilots means these are only airplanes. This has nothing to do with pilots so far. Then we always must check this, or we must better we see that we lost today 19 air frames. Okay, 19. Oops. And we missing 6 pilots. 1 guy gets wounded, so after some certain time he normally come back, and 4 are really dead. So 4 guys we saw the machine gets shut down, and we don't see that the pilot jump out of the machine. But 6 machines, airplanes shut down, but we saw that the pilot jump out, but the guys are missing. There is a small chance, I think 10 or 20%, that missing guys will come in the, I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, that these guys, some guys of these missing guys can come back to your base. But I think this is related how far is the distance from your base and so on. Normally only, you can say maybe 10% are coming back, the rest is lost. But the wounded guys, normally I think it's the opposite. 80% are coming back, but 10 or 20% are not coming back because they cannot fly more. And what is dead, cannot come back. So we can see we lost more or less, let's say, we lost 10 pilots, but roughly 20 airplanes. So airplanes you can reproduce, and the pilots you can retrain of course, but a good pilot is much more value than an airplane. So this is the airplanes. I think ships nearly nothing's happened. So this is this is nothing. this small cargo ship, and this are the two torpedo boats in Porta Princesa. And let's check army loses. Now it's 38. Now we can normally check ground units destroyed. And there we have it. This is the first Japanese destroyed army. This was an armor car company, I think. Or whatever. Yeah, this is this machine gun guy. So this is normally really an armor car with a machine gun and nothing more. Gets killed at the 1342. Tja. Pity. And normally you can call them back, but not now. I think after some certain time you can call them back, but now it is too early. I don't know. Need some time. Anyway, this is the first Japanese destroyed unit. So Dojo not only stopped us, he also destroyed a unit. I think this calls for revenge. But okay, we will see. So I think this is first enough. I will make a second video about the situation around the map. But for today we can keep it short. And I hope you all are fine. Stay safe. Be happy. See you next time. Bye bye.